Let's select a cylinder this time, and we're going to scale it little bit in Z direction, and in the edit mode we're going to select the top face. Let's extrude it little bit and scale it down, and again extrude it, and we'll bevel it with Control B. Just a single bevel. We can increase the beveling segment by rolling our mouse wheel, and I think this is enough. So again I'm going to extrude the top face, and I'm going to bevel again with the same amount of segments. Let's come down to bottom. We can extrude it and we can bevel it again with the same number of segment. If we select the plane, we can insert it little bit and extrude it inside. Again insert it and extrude it outside, and bevel it just a little bit, so we'll have this sort of effect. So now we can again select the top face, insert it and extrude it inside. So this is some sort of cylindrical container thing. Let me insert it and extrude it a little bit more, so it will have some different effect. Now let's give some loop cuts to this cylinder. So I'm just going to give one loop cut on the top, and if I just select the loop cut and if I do Control B, I can easily just bevel the same loop cut. So if you go to object mode, you can't see anything, but I'm going to use it for some purpose. I'll show you. But let me just duplicate it. Let me just duplicate it in x-axis. So Shift T, X, and then I'm going to press Shift R twice. So we'll have 4 of these. I'm going to select all and press Control J to join. Now everything is 1. Now I'm going to select the this plane by pressing Alt, and I'm going to select the entire ring of all these 4, and as you can see I'm going to extrude them along normals all at once. I could have done this before also, and then I could have duplicated it, but it's fine. Now I'm going to join all these 4 by using Loop Tools add-on. So first let me just select the planes by which I want them to be joined. So these 2 planes of the first and these 2 planes of the second, then the opposite side of the second cylinder, and just like this I'm going to select this plane so that they'll be joined in a bridge form. So we're just going to press right click and we're going to select loop tools and bridge. So as you can see, all these 4 are connected in a beautiful manner, and it is not just limited to those 2 planes. You can even select more planes and you can join them. So let me show you. So I'm just selecting the planes like this, and also on the other side. So be careful to select the planes correctly, otherwise it won't work. So once it is done, right click loop tools and bridge, and now you can see this is how we can just connect any 2 objects. So this is one form of connecting things that you'll be using throughout this course, and loop tools is a great add-on that we'll be using frequently to get this sort of effect. Okay, so this you must know about the loop tools. I have selected a plane and I'm going to extrude it this time just a little bit, and let me just select the edges like this. Select similar and select by length. So all the 4 will be selected. We'll just do Control B as usual, little bit, and we can give them some segment, or but this time I'm just giving them no segment, just a single bevel. And again now I can select the top face by selecting plane, and I can insert it just a little bit. So by now you must have understood the basic approach of sci-fi modeling. I'm going to extrude it again, I'm going to insert it, and I'm going to extrude it downwards this time, just like this. And let's select this corner planes, this one, this one, this one, and this one. And we can do select similar by area, but it's okay. Now I'm going to extrude them along the normals, and let me select the edges this time. Okay, so this much extrusion is enough. I don't want them to cross the boundaries, so just a little bit of extrusion. Okay, this is enough. Now let's select the edge, and I'm going to select the top edge of all these 4, and I'm going to bring them down by pressing G and Z. Okay, so G and Z, and I'm going to press them down just like this, little bit, not much. Let me bring it little up. So this is good. So we're getting a different plane now. So just understanding of basic tools will increase your level of modeling in a big way. You don't need to know much, you don't need to know everything, but if you just use some tools, but if you use it well, then it's going to create a big difference. I just selected this edge and I'm going to do the beveling, and I'm just going to give little bit of smoothness to it, so I'm going to increase the loop cuts. And if you look at this panel, it is looking very basic and it is looking good. It has its own aesthetic of being simple. You can always feel free to give changes to your model. Okay, just don't stay happy. If you don't feel it right, you can always go and edit it. You can even delete it. And but just basic simple tool, and we were able to achieve this. I have said this before, if you just follow the entire course, you'll be able to increase your modeling skill in a big way.